Gary Thompson, Executive Chair of Silver47, is with us. And Gary, I know you're here to talk us through these results. I saw the word bonanza in the press release, and of course that grabs attention. Tell us about what you're finding from drilling at Red Mountain.
Yeah, so we recently published the final batch of results from our 2025 drill program, and basically some results from the two zones, West Tundra Flats and Dry Creek. And yeah, we used the word bonanza because it's quite remarkable. I mean, we've got a pretty substantial interval on the Dry Creek resource area, 606 grams per ton silver equivalent over 9.6 meters. Um, and so it's made up of silver, gold, zinc, lead, and copper, and some other critical minerals, which we didn't include because that's a lot of those are a lot of metals. But within that was a really impressive subinterval that was 4,700 grams per ton silver equivalent, and that was made up of 550 grams per ton silver and just about a troy ounce of gold, which kind of reinforces our original thinking here that this VMS district at Red Mountain is precious metal enriched, which is the original thesis that we had going into this project. And now we also published some additional step out holes for the West Tundra Flats. Now the West Tundra and Dry Creek are about 2.7 kilometers apart, and the Dry Creek zone is it's over 2 kilometers in strike, and it varies up to 40, 50 meters wide. But we're starting to see these stacked horizons there. And if you shift over to the West Tundra flat zone, it's actually more of a shallow dipping horizon, and that's about a kilometer by a kilometer plus area. So both of those zones are pretty substantial in size. The West Tundra results that we put out was about 150 meter step from some of the previous high grade intercepts, and that was a 826 gram per ton silver equivalent, just shy of 2 meters, and that was about 195 grams per ton silver, plus gold, the 10% zinc, lead, copper as well. And again, within that, there was you get these very massive sulfide horizons, which are just pretty much metal in those sub-intervals. So you get these semi-massive horizons, and then you get these layers of pretty much massive sulfide, which are mostly contained of these metals. And within that 1.9 meter interval was a 0.5 meter interval of 1,800 grams per ton silver equivalent. Again, 560 grams silver, 0.3 gold, 20% zinc, and significant lead and copper. So both the Dry Creek and West Tundra Flats are just showing promise for continued expansion potential there and high grade.
So it's great to hear, Gary, that your theses are being proven out by this exploration work. Can you give us a bit more insight to the significance of results in terms of your plans to advance the Red Mountain project in Alaska?
Yeah, so I mean, what it does just kind of reiterates and reinforces our plan and our thesis there, which is to continue to grow this resource. So, going into 2026, we're developing a pretty robust drill program. Like this year, we had one drill turning on the project for a good chunk of the summer. I think 2026, we'd like to see 3 drills, perhaps even more, to not only expand the resource, but we've identified a number of other areas some that have had a little bit of drilling that looks quite interesting. It's very similar to what we're seeing on Dry Creek and West Tundra. And there's also a couple new zones that we found with boots on the ground, prospecting and mapping and sampling. So there's lots of room to grow the resource. And that's what we'd like to do. We'd like to get enough drilling on this to move it into a more advanced stage project. And what we're hoping is that with the drilling that we have done over the last couple of years, that we can come out with perhaps a restated resource, and then if it's enough tonnage and grade to move it into a PEA. That's really been our objective over the last year, I would say. is to try and get this thing moved along to an advanced state development story. And so we're working hard to do that.
Thanks so much, Gary. We're looking forward to seeing how that all comes together.
Very good. Thank you.